So, ladies and gentlemen, you are on podcast number 3, Idle Talk, proudly sponsored by Ryan Cobb and Octane Apparel. Definitely jumped on behind us from day one, and yeah, all the appreciation to him. So, as you can see, we're not in the studio today. We've gone a bit rogue, and we're filming down at the shed. As you can see, we've got a bunch of the cars in the background. Caro Tech's on my right. We've got EcoBoost, Winginit's in the background there. Skyline, owned by Miles over here, the hype man from Winginit Motorsports. It's on my left, and then Cuddles, which has been missing for ages.
Cuddles?
We didn't sell it. We didn't fucking move it on. It's here. It's over there. You can see it. So,
Right
welcome to
back.
podcast number 3 from the shed.
Welcome.
Live and coming at you. So, first of all, we do want to talk about Caro Tech, which is over here. You boys are trying to get it ready for Fridays.
Yeah, so definitely the plan. I mean, Ryan and Jared have been into it a bit more. They're probably the most ones that have been into it. But, yeah, it's...
The plan?
The plan is to have it all done together and out there for testing at Fridays. And we can all take turns in, jumping in and taking it for a lap is the fucking plan.
Who's going to be the main person, Jared?
Yeah, so on that topic, Jared, we've decided to throw him the keys. Does help out a fair bit. He's just one of the boys after all, so yeah.
So basically building it for like a party car, I guess, or just a car you can give to people to go to events and they can have some fun in. If they don't have their own car, they can drive it around.
100%.
And,
R&D car at the moment, getting it sorted, but it's getting there.
Yep. So what's happening to it? Where are we?
At the moment, we're just basically a short block, but still in the car. So we've got the heads off, cam out, all that stuff. So we're putting on a set of just home jobby heads. They got 100 thou shaved off them straight up, and we've just attacked them a little bit with the die grinder here and there.
Kieran Barber special.
I've had a fair
porting work.
a little bit of porting work on the heads. Nothing major. We really have not taken much out of them. We've just basically cleaned them up. But yeah, we're gonna whack that on. We've got a stage 3 mace cam. I think it's probably, I wouldn't say it's the biggest you can get, but yeah, we tried to find
Off the shelf,
the easiest cam you could find. So we just grabbed the stage 3 NA mace cam. It's nothing special, but gonna ram that in there.
Yep.
Brand new lifters and all that top end is gonna be nice and fancy. And then to top it off, we got a 650 ethanol carb that we bought off Haydos.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
So
Off his little Corona.
off the little blown Rona.
Like Rocky Nuts and everything. Like,
Yep.
So it's already tried and tested, I guess. Straight on and should be
Off
sweet.
the 202 going on to a man's motor, eh, Ryan?
Ryan special.
Absolutely. No, it's we've had it on the car. We've had it running.
Yep.
Already, just with a stock motor.
Yep.
But we decided we have just about everything sitting here ready to go. So we thought,
Why not?
Let's just get it in there, jam it in for Fridays, get another one of the boys out there. And also, it's pretty much the Winginit party car now. So all of us are going to be.
That's because
skidding
everyone's
it from
scared
pretty
to
much-
drive the Barra AU.
I've noticed too, like Caro Tech just goes ballistic on YouTube. Like, people just seem
People
to
love
love it. Like it gets it gets everyone watching.
Yep.
Everyone's always followed it from like the ground up. From like when you guys first bought it and you started.
Yeah.
Like everyone loves seeing like the progression of Caro Tech because I guess it's different. No one really does it. I think that's safe to say.
It's actually, I'd say it's quite the opposite. I'd say it's because it's something everybody can do. It is different in one sense, but at the end of the day, it's just a V6 Commodore. Like there's millions of them out there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to show. Just fucking
what you can do.
What you can do on a budget. I mean,
figuring out the way
budget's
to just
a little
slap
bit
a
blown
carby
out,
on
but
it
at the end of the day, we're trying to keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, off the shelf parts. There's nothing base.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy, and bit of high comp, big cam. We got to measure up, see if we got to fly cut the pistons, but
and it's bolt it back together, take it out to Fridays, and everyone, like you said, everyone can drive it around, everyone can have fun in it. Just
Take the flathead screwdriver in case there's any issues along the way. Just on the fly tuning.
Yep.
Nice, which is what we do, I guess, at an event.
Yeah.
So moving on from Caro Tech, the next one in line is yours, EcoBoost. What's going on with that? It's from Powerfest, like the engine, everyth's all sweet.
Yeah, 100%.
Like she's pretty much ready to go. But
it's basically just sat there ever since. I haven't really done anything with it.
Yeah.
I've got to service it.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. I've acquired a power glide,
Very nice.
and I'm going to try and get it in before Fridays.
That's a
maybe.
That's a significant upgrade to the issues that you've had along the way.
Because you've always just
pushing
chewed
that
boxes,
power
hey?
out.
Like, yeah.
Oh, this is the box that's in it right now is number 8.
Pushing
So
that power out those
Wow.
4Ls, it's not a sustainable.
Yeah.
So you hope like
situation,
the
is
power
it?
glide should just see like it'll be fine, like for
Well,
the power and everything. Like
this
or
is the thing.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to send it off and get it built before Fridays, so
Okay.
we are just going to do what we can to check it over, and if it appears to be sweet, we're going to try and bang it in before then.
But you intend to send it off to get it built.
Eventually,
to sustain
it's
it.
basically
So-
just for Fridays.
So if you
Yeah,
mince
okay.
it this meet, you're in the
Doesn't.
same position you were, but at
Yeah.
least
But
at
there'll
least
be
you
a-
know.
yeah.
At least I'll have a power glide in the car.
But
Yeah.
best case scenario, you do that, you send it out, and it holds together.
Yeah.
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 That's a completely different scenario for
I've-
you.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
as the car sits now, she's good to go. Like, there's no engine dramas. It's like, yeah, you built a good one for Powerfest. She's everything's sweet.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
gave it a
you wanna
run
swap out the
earlier. It's
gearbox
sweet.
and
Yeah.
and try that and see how you go.
Yeah, it's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oil and tyres,
Very
eh?
nice.
Oil and tyres.
That's
Oil
the
and-
dream.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's it. Bloody
That's
oath.
the dream.
Yeah, fucking oath. So
Fuck,
yeah, okay,
yeah.
so that's Caro Tech, that's EcoBoost. So next on the list is Cuddles, which, as you can see from the frame on our left, it is back at the shed. We've pulled it out, pulled the cover off it. She's a little bit dirty. She's a little bit looking at it now. It's, the rear end's a little bit torched, but
Yeah, I was going to
that's-
say, it definitely looks like it's been through a fucking war zone.
yeah.
Fires, some other shit.
Yeah, but I guess you can talk more on the plans with it
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
it ready for Friday. So
Yeah, so we just got it back. So yeah, Kieran's sitting this one out. He's a producer on this one this time.
trying to keep us on track.
Yeah. So yeah, we just picked it up from where we had it stored at a friend's house at Tony. He's helped us out a lot, bloody legend. We've had it stored out there, so we've just picked it up, and we brought it back, and now the plan is ripping the motor out. We're just going to check it over pretty much, but new head gaskets, head studs, and
4.853 head gaskets this time.
yeah, not
See if
5.7 head
having
gaskets.
The right bore size helps it hold together a bit
Yeah,
better.
set of Cometics and fucking or
Head-
BTR, one of the two.
Head
Yeah.
studs as
I know.
well.
I know Kieran did
Yeah.
mention, I think, in the video, like the Winginit Motorsports episode that comes out before this is the last time it was out, it was Rocky Nats. We did like a sort of got it ready from the qualifying skid to the final skid.
Oh,
We just
yeah.
did like the head gaskets and shit in the car park basically to get it to the final. So
the
that's why it needs to
campground.
come back out and get like redone. It's not,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. It's just we need to, we
Yeah.
kind of got it ready just to do one skid. Now pull it out.
Definitely,
Get it
yeah.
all
There was
sorted.
definitely still a little issue with blowing the water out on the last skid even,
Yeah.
so that's why it's definitely just pull it, new head gaskets, head studs, check it all over, make sure nothing going on.
Same
but,
as Ryan with his gearboxes. Like it'll do what it does,
yeah,
but you want it to do it repeatedly. You want to get to a point where it's oil and tyres
100%.
and you just let
Yeah.
it go.
And I heard, is someone turning it up, or are we turning that thing up, or what? We're gonna
that's what I heard.
Apparently.
Apparently,
test it a little bit?
Yeah.
Also heard
apparently
he's scared.
He's turned it right up.
Yeah,
Springs are good for 9.5. I heard from.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
what
we're
do
going
we- what do you-
9.499.
Have you got a number in mind, or like? To
I think it
turn
was 8.5.
up? Ooh.
Just taking it easy.
8.3.
You guys can't see, but Kieran's sitting in the background. We're like fucking 8.3. Dude,
He's like,
calm
oh,
down. Yeah.
a little bit
What's,
down.
what's
come
200
on.
RPM, dude? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Nah,
short
it'll do
already.
it.
Short enough. Let's go.
Yeah. Fucking A.
3 extra
Fucking
rotations
hell.
a minute, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say 8.3, just for
Yeah.
8.3.
8.3.
Which I guess we'd test out what the 4.8 can do.
Yep.
Kieran's gonna. We talked about it off air before, but Kieran's gonna take a set of my 17s for the burnout.
Yep.
Just to see how long the 17s last instead of the 15s, because
Yeah,
we got to turn it up. We feel like we'll probably go through a set of 15s pretty quick.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Yeah.
I'll swap him a set of 15s for a set of 17s. I'll run them. I don't know, power skidding or something. He can run the 17s in the burnout comp and just
Yep.
see sort of what it's like. Probably convert him. He'll probably have all 17s for the comp after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Cuddles pretty much wrapped up. Engine out,
Yeah.
refresh, do the head gaskets, studs,
all ready to go.
all sort of shit. Yep.
Just
Run it
top
up
end, yeah.
and
Top end, yeah, basically, yeah,
Short-
top end shit.
Short
So
box fine.
yeah, there's nothing actually wrong with with the bottom end or anything. It's just fix up the stuff that we kind of rushed through it at
Yeah.
Rocky Nats to get it just to the final skid. So
Yep.
we only did what we did so it could skid again. So
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was only meant to
And
just get that one
I
skid
think
done.
Kieran's got a electronic water pump as well,
Yeah,
for
piss
it.
the
which
water
has always
pump,
been an issue. Hey, like
throw on the belt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got a
Just-
good
yeah,
one.
maybe-
Not
Don't
that,
last
not
few
that
comps.
cheap Chinese stuff that
Yeah, that
shifties,
cheap,
shifties are
Aussie,
notorious for,
fucking
mate.
shit.
Cheap
Yeah.
stuff, mate. No good, shifty. Wash and ash.
Straight to pro comp this time.
Yeah, so yeah, get a good water pump because that's literally I think only been the issue with it. Like it's the motor's always been sweet. It's just the
Yeah,
water.
just throw in the
water
belt.
pump. Yeah,
Yeah, getting hot.
not even the water
on
pump,
shit.
just the belt mainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on one of the videos you can see from Rocking Outs, as he tips it in, you watch the belt go through the bonnet,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, like it is what it is."
Yeah.
He saw, I think, Solid
finish
was
the
in it.
skid.
Like, yeah, finish the skid. Motor's fine. It was just
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the update on Cuddles. It's here. That's what we need to do
Yep.
to it. It'll be at Fridays.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll yank that out probably in the next coming days, and we'll go from there.
Yep.
So coming back a little bit from what you can see in the frame next to Cuddles is the Skyline, owned by Winginit Motorsports, Hype Man, fucking Miles shirt off.
Don't think you'll see much of that.
It won't be
Fridays.
at Fridays, but it is in the background. And it is getting finished. So
It's
where you at with that
close.
one? Yeah.
It's close.
So do you want to talk us through like the motor and like where you're up to, what you've done?
RB notorious for oiling issues, flooding the head and starving the bottom end. So done that, knocked a rod, bent it, and leaned out cylinder 6. So pulled that out, and for what it was going to cost me to build a decent RB, probably about 12-15 grand. The boys talked me into an LS.
Mm-hmm.
So
LS3?
I thought if I'm doing an LS, we'll go bigger than Damo. So
Yeah.
got to show
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
I got little
That's all
nuts.
it's about.
I got little nuts, but I got money, so we went the LS3.
You gotta
And,
you gotta shine everyone somewhere. Like
So
Yeah,
I'm about 30 grand into this conversion at the moment. So
Jesus.
about 4 grand of that's ARP bolts, as we
Yeah.
should know if you're following.
So that's a full
So-
built LS3.
Nah, just
Or-
stock bottom end, mate. So I've got
Gen
ARP
4.
everything except for caps and rod bolts. Probably the two things that I should have ARP'd, but it's not anything crazy.
Don't need them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
So it's all
relearn
stock
to drive it.
internals.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we're
Okay.
we've got it all fitted with a T56 behind it at the moment. So we're at
And
a point
just
where
stock diff or
so just an R200, not a stock center. So I've got a Kaz 2-way that
okay.
I've got in it. So notorious. So we shimmed it up, spun 2 for about probably a month, and then went back to 1 and glittered the oil. So we've invested in a 2-way diff just to make sure that she does spin 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So But-
So not to put a pressure on anyone, but is there a time frame or like an event that you want to get to, or is there something that you've got in mind, or are you just basically taking your time, spending the money right, doing it once, doing it right?
well, I'm at a point where I don't want to rush it. So
Yeah.
there's been times where we could have rushed it and got it out, and then
Yeah.
we would have run into a lot of hiccups. And it's just, for me, I'm doing what I can.
Yeah.
Like you said, do it once, do it right,
Yeah.
and then hopefully it holds together. Obviously, every build's going to have teething issues,
Yeah.
and we're going to have to figure that out along the way. But as we
Yeah.
are, so. And it's just little things like aesthetically. Like I've gone and got stuff powder coated. Definitely doesn't need to be bright green, but we've gone and got it powder coated bright green just for shits and giggles. Like I like looking at it.
Yeah.
I think it looks good to me.
That does look cool.
So it does look cool.
And you're going to do anything to the outside, or are you just going to run it like barn fine sort of style, like
No, so that's my thing.
brush
So
the dust off? And
chatting to Andrew, the big thing for me is I'll get it together, get it tuned, get it running,
Yeah.
and then I'll pull the motor out, strip the engine bay,
Screwdriver.
and I'm going to get the engine bay and under the bonnet painted, so it'll be fresh.
yeah, okay.
I pop that bonnet, it's going to look beautiful, but from the outside,
Be ratty.
I don't need that attention.
Yeah.
I can just drive around in my little beater, mate. I'll have my 2 mufflers, my full exhaust. It'll be mod plated to be street legal. That's the whole point. Is I'm trying to build
Okay.
a street car.
Yeah.
So you boys have your go with,
Yeah,
with
burnout
your skid cars.
Yeah.
No, we're coming to the
And
street.
everything?
We're coming.
but for me, I want a car that if on a Sunday I want to go out and take the kids down to Mount Tambourine.
How
I'm
many have you
gonna-
got?
Me,
You don't know.
I got two Akitas. I got 2 Akitas, mate. They love the back seat of the Skyline. Even with the RB in it, they threw up in the back one time. That was shit house, but no. But I got
So they
2
do love
dogs.
it.
But fingers crossed, someone's drunk enough to procreate with me. So
There we go.
But
Anyone out there willing to go?
Hit us up. You never know. But, I wanted a street car because for me, I got my license at a late age. I was 25 when I first drove. Before that, I didn't need a license. I didn't need a car. The job I had, I could just public transport to and from and everything, and it was never a necessity for me.
So you missed that whole like street stage, like young on the street sort of shit?
No,
still did it?
I did that
Just
in a compact time period. So when I got my first car, I think I had my license for about 6 months, and then no license.
Yep.
So I dealt with that, and then I had my license for about 6 months, and then no license for a little bit. So I dealt with that. But it got to a point where I had the opportunity to buy the Skyline. And big shout out to Ollie. Probably don't follow me, you probably don't watch this, but my mate Ollie that I worked with, he had the car. He had a bit of front end damage to it. Had it in his shed for about 8 years. Didn't start, didn't move, and he had to downsize in his situation. And he offered the car to me for $2,000. And I said, I'll get it for $2,000. As soon as it's running and driving, I'll take it to you so you can have one last drive of it.
Yeah, wow.
And that was the big thing. And mate, good luck. Good luck finding, mate, you wouldn't find a bare shell for $2,000 of a Skyline these days.
Yeah.
No way.
No way.
So,
that's
definitely not.
And also, just to touch back too, that was stolen at some point, right? That was the one that
after I got it, it got
when
stolen.
I first jumped on board, like when Kieran offered me up his engine for Summernats like a couple of years ago, and I fired come down the shed.
That was a month after we got it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when I first met all of you, that car, I think it was just gotten it back to that shed in Yatla.
Yeah.
It had just been stolen, and you found it back. So from there, you've gone.
Well, big shout out to Damo's Mobile Maintenance and Repair. So I had a big sticker. I had a big sticker on the side. Obviously, mate, I love Winginit. What you boys do, amazing. Love it. Happy to be a part of it for as long as I have been and as long as I can be. But I had a sticker on the side, had Damo's mobile number on it. A random bloke.
Is that how it got found?
So I was asleep. The boys are out having dinner, and Damo got a call and went, "Oh, we found the car."
Yeah, some guy's like, "Oh, he's missing a car or something like that." I'm like, "What?" He's like,
"He's in South Australia as well." This bloke.
Yeah, he was in South Australia. His mate had the property in Beenleigh.
So, bar scrub. I'm drinking. I've missed my car. I've just gone and bought another RB block. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life, and I'm on the piss. I passed down early.
Oh yeah, we couldn't get hold of you.
I'm asleep. I wake up to 43 missed calls from 4 of the boys.
Video of Liam jumping around screaming.
Brett come round my house and he's banging on the door. My house is shaking. He's trying to get me up. I get up. I'm like, "What do you want? What are you doing here?" He's like, "We found your car." I'm like, "I'm too drunk for this." I'm like, Don't talk shit to me. He's like, no, we found your car. I'm like, "What's the go?" He's like, "Mate, a bloke in South Australia called us. They found your car." I'm like, "How the fuck?"
You're thinking it's in South Australia.
Bro, I'm like, "How the fuck do we get to South Australia?" He's like, "We need wheels." I was like, "I don't understand." He's like, "We need wheels. Put them on the back of your ute. We're going now." I was like, "I got 2 wheels. I got 2 wheels at home." He's like, "Right." We chucked them on the back. We went. He's driving me. He drives me to Beenleigh. I'm like, "Fuck, it's a long way from South Australia." we pull in. All the boys are around the car, mate. They've got it started. They're having a good old time. They're in the thing. Liam's rubbing his nuts on my door handle. I'll never watch that door handle, by the way, Liam.
Was it just ditched, or what did they
so
have
they
fun
took
and
the wheels.
just ditch it? Or,
the reds were still fucking turned on. The ignition was still turned on.
So they jacked up, took the wheels,
and just catch it.
So it was sitting on bottle jacks. So I had it parked out in the front of my house. It was just running like shit. I was like, I'm going to change the plugs and just have a look and just assess. And I didn't put the immobilizer on. So that's my fault. I'll admit that. But I come out in the morning, it was gone. So I'm assuming that they took it for a drive. It's running like shit. It's no good. I got it back. The front end was a little dinged in and everything. The front bar was missing. Someone messaged Kieran. One of the followers messaged Kieran just randomly and was like, I think the bumper bar of that car is sitting in the middle of the road up here. So Kieran messages me about it. I drive down there. Sure enough, license plate, front bar, just sitting completely disconnected. in like, it was a pretty thick like median strip in the middle of like, I don't know, probably 2k down the road. And it was just, yeah.
That's crazy.
I couldn't believe it. So I got the bar back, got my license plate back. But yeah, a little bit of panel work, get it back nice, and then we got it running again.
It wasn't trashed or written off or anything. It was just they just
Nah,
drove it and
well,
fucked around. Or,
Just recently doing the conversion and everything that I've done, I've put it up on stands and been under it a bit, and it's just there's the front of the rails is not
okay. So they had like
optimal.
a little bit of fun in it.
Yeah, so
definitely.
but I assume that they've just
Dirty dogs.
it's running like stuff, running
Yeah.
like absolute shit, and then they've dumped it, and then
Yeah.
they just put it up. There was 3 bottle jacks holding it up, and my wheels were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not the worst way to find a car that's been stolen.
Mate, I
and,
didn't
like,
care.
You can get it back.
I didn't care.
Like, you
it
got
could have been.
back, yeah.
It could have been worse. And
So
if I still got it back and found it,
Yeah.
still a better result than anything I could have anticipated
Yeah.
at the time.
So you're saying you bought an RB like in that time?
yeah. So I got another RB block at home. Like,
Okay. So
Just
you got to
sitting
do what do you like? What's your plans with that? Or you do, like, now you got
so I bought an old Super Shell off Boss Man over here.
Which I
So
got
I've
from
got a
Liam.
Super Shell fully gutted with a roll cage and everything. So
okay.
all the running gear out of this is going to go into it. So I'm going to build I've got stock pistons and everything. Do a stock bottom end RB with a turbo box
Yep.
into the Supra, and then we'll do that. And then
choke
once
it
that's good, we'll build the other block I've got. I'll build the bottom end, and then
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
chuck a forged bottom
Put
end
that
into
in
it.
the super
So
shell that you
yeah,
got.
so we'll do
would've
the
been
hard
sick
yards
with
with
the
the
LS
stock
in it.
bottom end, and then yeah.
So I think in the last podcast,
Well, an LV3 would go in it pretty good. So
Yeah, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to get
So,
on some of them.
Luke, I'll be contacting you. We'll see if we can't bring a couple of LV3s in.
Please and thank you.
Definitely.
I think in the last podcast we were talking about you being like the Winginit Motorsports hype man at an event, like if you didn't have a car there. And I think I touched on the fact that like halfway through a skid, I looked out to my right, like where the exit chute was, and you were there like no shirt on, just swinging that thing around, having the fucking best time of your life. And I remember like in the middle of a skid, just looking, being like, what the fuck is going on here? And then you touched on a good point before. It's like, well, how do you know if you're doing a good skid unless someone's out there hyping you and let you know you're having a good skid? So
Yeah, it makes
for
sense.
me to you, like, thank you, because I looked at that and thought, fuck, I think I'm on like a pretty good skid here.
Yeah.
I could just see you just fucking wailing around. I was like, he's having the best time ever. And yeah,
I'm not going to lie to you. I'd probably do that if you were doing a shit skid too. But it's just not that. You need that enthusiasm around.
yeah,
It pumps you
100%.
up, man. You see that shit in the driver's seat floating around the pad. That shit gets
'Cause
you
it's
not even
fucking
that-
You
going.
don't really notice anything else. Like I can't really remember any of my skids. I think it's because I'm concentrating so much or whatever. Like I don't really
Yeah,
remember
yeah, like a
much.
blur.
I watch them back and I'm like, oh, that's what I did.
Yeah.
But I instinctively
At events,
remember just looking out, going, "What the fuck is he doing?" And I'm like, "Fuck, this is hilarious."
You
Like,
get
yeah.
worn down.
Yeah.
Being at a 3-day weekend event,
yeah,
trying to sort your stuff out, it gets to you. Like
Mm.
you need. And I rocked up on Friday night. I was drinking beers with his dad at the airport before we flew in. I rocked up. He's had an absolute cunt of a day. Sorry, Gail. And he's just looked at me. I said something and I was having a laugh, and he was like, "Just stop talking." And I was like, "No." Like I was like, "You need that little bit of comic relief throughout the weekend." Just
oh, it definitely helped. Like,
and
yeah.
that enthusiasm just
Yeah.
to keep you going, because at some points,
Yeah.
surely, like you
Oh,
guys
it-
understand, having pro
Yeah.
cars, all 3 of yous having pro cars, like 4 of yous, sorry producer, but yous have pro cars, and it gets to you. Like there's so many like slight discrepancies that can make or ruin your skid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gets to you. You need to have that bit of comic relief
Yeah.
to just settle you back down, to realise, oh mate, I'm just a bloke that loves doing skids,
Yeah.
and just wants to get out there and have a good time. Mate,
Yeah.
I'm just a bloke that loves watching skids,
Yeah.
and wants to see you get out there and have a good time.
And I
Like,
think
Till you start
everyone
doing
at Powerfest especially, everyone was like, there's this one guy in the Winginit group that's like hyping everyone up. And it's like, yeah, that's Miles. Like he's
Yeah.
done that from like day dot, and yeah, and it's from like a competitive perspective, like to be in that moment, it was what I needed to see to go, fuck, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
but it's the one thing I distinctively remember from a skid to be like, and it just caught my eye, and I was like, holy fuck, like that's hilarious. And then I just kept on going. In my head, I'm going, fuck, you're onto a winner here. Like, keep on going. Like, it was like, whether you need it or you know it or not, it was like that little bit extra that go, fuck yeah, we're on
You
here.
get too caught up
Like,
sometimes thinking.
yeah. Well, you're
where
concentrating and you're not.
I need to get up to this
Yeah.
wall and that, and then you look
And then
over
you look out,
and you're like,
there's a shirtless Miles. You're like, and it literally, it just went, ugh. Like I stopped being serious and I started being like, I looked at it just sort of fucking. I was laughing while skidding. It is like what you need to take the edge off, and like it was hilarious and it was so good. But yeah, I just remember that one thing from Powerfest. I was like, fuck, if I had that at like every comp, it'd be great. Like it'd be so yeah, thank you to you, because it's definitely what I needed. Probably what we all needed at that time, just to, like you said, break that ice and like to get that seriousness out of it and just go, you're having fun, remember that while you're mid-skid. Yeah.
Like that's the biggest thing that I try and bring. Like I've been an advocate of what we're doing here for a very long time. And what I try and bring is the fact that we're a team. Everyone's got their role, everyone's got their position. Yeah. And I just happen to be the absolute class clown. Yeah. And I'm okay. I obviously took that with both hands and ran with it.
Yeah.
But it's, mate, we're a team. If there's something I can do to lighten the burden on you, if that's mentally or whatever when you're out there skidding, like that's what I want to do.
Definitely helps.
Like,
that was definitely what I needed at that time, because every other skid that I did, I was like, had someone beside me or whatever, and I was being like serious, or not serious, but like just thinking about what I was doing. And then, all of a sudden, for some reason, that just caught my eye. And I just went, fuck, that's what I needed, just to laugh in the moment and continue having fun.
Just quietly, big shout out to Hollywood Meston for letting me ride in Pinky. He needs some 16-inch Kirkies, though. Those 14s are not made for me. No, those fellas.
Yeah, they are.
I got in that thing, and you're like, we're going to throw shirts out to the crowd. And I was like, I don't know if I can get out of this.
Once you're in, you're in.
Oh, yeah, you're fucking locked in.
It's not easy to get back out of again. Yeah. But it was cool to see. So
mate, I've been in all of these cars, and watching you skid is a completely different mode to watching Damo. Damo's
I have fun
absolutely
with it.
not reckless isn't the right word, but Damo just wants to send it. Like you,
I have fun
like
with it,
to
and I have a
listen
ball, and I come out cheering. I'm stoked.
You like to obviously listen to the criteria that the judges give you at the start of the event, and adhere to that, and that's why Hollywood Meston over here, number one in the V8 class. Congratulations, number 2 in the pro class.
Fuck yeah!
Like, mate, so they're big. They're 2 big marquee entrants up in Sugar City Powerfest.
Yeah.
What was it? Bugzilla.
Yeah, Bugzilla. Imposter was there,
and they had Imposter.
Yeah.
And mate, Imposter come in at a lowly 3rd. No, shout out to you, great skids. But I'm just saying,
Craig Bailey,
Craig Hollywood Meston, coming in 2nd place in the professional class, and a little NA slapper.
Yeah.
Slapper that we built it was supposed to be in there for like 6 months.
Not long at all.
Yeah.
But it was not meant to last this long, and she's just loving life.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, like I've said to Kieran before, like I think I look at skids a little bit differently. I'm not saying to everybody, but I look at it differently. I am out there having fun. I was like, I love what I do, but I've judged a few events before. So then when the judges do stand in front of you and they do a driver briefing, I do listen to what they say.
It's that competitive perspective where you're I love skidding.
Yeah.
But everybody loves winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to take both on board. Little from column A, little from column B. Yeah. Sometimes column C, but
I know like I'm not there to win. Like I'm not going to win every event or whatever. But like there is a competitiveness that I go, all right, what do you want to see? Because every judge is different. Because it's 100%. The sport is every judge has their own perspective on the criteria. So I listen to it. I'm like, all right, you don't want to hear limiter. Yep. I won't give you so much limiter. Yeah. You want to hear this or you don't want to see that. I won't do this. So I try and listen to that, and I change my skids depending on what the judges want to see. And I think not that everyone should do it, but if you don't do it, then you can't really whinge at the outcome.
No, definitely. If
that's if that's sort of what you're there for. Yes, I'm there to have fun, and I'm always there to have fun. That's why I do it. But there also is a little competitiveness that I say, I do want to do good. Or I don't do this sport because I just want to be last every time. I do want to do good. Yep. So, and that's always that competitiveness in the back of my head. So, I listen to the judges, and I try and articulate my skid to to please them, and that's what it is. So I think Powerfest kind of proved that a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
That's just what it is. I guess that goes with every comp. They're all different, and it is what it is.
Yeah,
But
some nuts I was definitely like, righto, fucking, try to go a bit more to the book here because this is
Yeah.
such a fucking...
and that's it. You do too. Like if you go to like a sort of like an outback skid comp, it's kind of like nothing against them at all. But the criteria is like you can just sort of have a lot more fun than the more serious one. It's like you need to adhere to what the judges want you to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't complain when you don't score well.
Oh, definitely,
Like-
100%.
And that's
And
another.
that's like if one judge doesn't like limiter and you limiter bash it for a minute and a half,
Yeah.
he's going to mark you down on driver control.
100%.
And that's
Whereas
another
other comps, they
big
go,
thing.
fucking feed it.
Yeah.
Another
Like,
big thing about Jason as well. Completely transparent. Released all of the judging scores. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
record all of our stuff, obviously, for YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment. But we record all of our skids.
Yep.
So to have the scores from the judges released, we can go back and we can watch the skids again and interpret how they see them.
Yeah, how they
So
judge
that
it.
that's a big thing. Like, and
Yeah.
that's something that I think should be
Everyone
should be
do it,
utilised moving forwards.
Yeah.
Is that transparency between judging? Anything else? You watch a basketball game, mate. It's points on the board. They score a point, they put a point on the board. You can
Yeah.
see what's going on.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
burnouts at the end, half time, like you
Yeah.
don't even know.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing too with judging is like I want to know where you marked me down or what what didn't appease you. Not so much I can like have a crack at you, it's like so I can learn
Yeah.
and then do better
Yeah.
the next
Yeah,
time.
it's
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
so you can grow.
It's
And that's-
exactly.
And that's the thing is like, for something where you've got 3 to 5 judges judging a skid, it comes down to their own subjective
yeah.
opinion on
Yep.
things. And there's nothing against that. That's how the sport's
That's
judged.
that is the
But
sport.
it's-
Yeah.
You'll get patterns and you'll be able to learn like,
Yeah.
these judges are judging this competition. We'll be able to adhere to what they think the
Yeah.
standard should be and the criteria that they're looking for
Yeah.
Yeah.
in order to progress further.
Because we've all watched skids at comps where we've all, like competitors ourselves, have all gone, that guy's the fucking winner. Everyone's now trying to beat him. And then that guy's like not even in the top 5. And we're all like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. Like from a fellow competitive perspective and a spectator, you think, oh, this guy's got it.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't win.
different
And you're like,
hats, though.
oh, what's going on? And
It's
then
different hats. You got a spectator hat, and you've got a competitor hat. Sometimes you got that spectator hat, and
And
you
then-
just go to being a 6-year-old watching skids, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah,
oh, yeah. Like I remember being drunk on the hill at Summonat, just screaming like, "Give that guy the trophy!" And the dude doesn't even make top 10. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then if you go back and watch, you're like, "Okay, from a judge's perspective, I can see like what they might not have liked or whatever." But in the moment too, like you get caught up in it, like it's all a part of it. But and with this scene, especially like probably from Summonat's earlier this year, the biggest thing has been like the judging criteria, or not so much the judging criteria.
it's
It's
the release, the transparency
people- yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
That's-
some
that's a
people
big
are
thing.
on the break and they like slow, control it around. But that's what the judges want to see. They don't want to see fast and loose and just whipping it in, and because then you lose smoke. So it's
Yeah.
all up in
Mate.
air, and it's
Same thing. Like at Summonats last year, Jacko's Lux,
yeah,
absolute monster of a little ute.
yeah,
Bro, that thing was running in doing 720s, and everybody was on their feet screaming like,
Yeah.
amazing. But the criteria that the
But
judges do,
crowd isn't a part of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like,
and,
unfortunately, yeah.
that's where the different hats come
Yeah.
in: spectator hat and
Yeah.
competitor hat
Yeah.
and judges hat. Like,
Yeah.
completely different. And
Yeah,
that's where the
definitely.
transparency comes in.
So that's when
is because we all love to do that. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing better than just letting it fly.
yeah,
But it's having that idea as to what's expected of you
Yeah.
in a competition setting.
Yeah.
That,
and the good thing too from Jason is like from Powerfest, he is a competitor. Like he has
Yeah.
competed all over the country. So
Oh, yeah.
he's running an
Yeah.
event that is taken from a competitor. So like this is what this is what I want. So yeah, and a lot of other judges are competitors too. Like WA's got a judge from there. Red used to be a judge. Like they've all
WA
competed.
run a burnout circuit, don't they? So they have like
I think so,
they have
yeah.
a 6-month
Yeah.
circuit, I think,
Yeah.
where they have different competitions
Yeah.
everywhere.
But like Chad
And-
Douglas is a judge. He's got the twin turbo Commodore Ute. It's now red, I think, with the turbos hanging out the bonnet. He's a judge from like Red Center Nats.
Is it too mental?
Two mental, yeah. So he's a judge for like Red Center, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure about Summer Nats. He's in Summer Nats now, so he won't be judged there. But he is judged like other events.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah, they
Fuck yeah.
every promoter tries to get judges who are burnout people, and I
Yeah.
think that's the fairest way you can do it.
Yeah.
But I personally, for me, if you're not going to go to the driver briefing you're not going to listen to what the judges want to see, you can't really argue the point later on when you don't win something or when you don't get somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not
100%.
willing to listen and adapt, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's just me personally. That's how I feel, and that's why when I go to a briefing, that's what I listen to. So,
Definitely. Yeah.
like
Fucking
Los
hell.
Sultana in Mackay, I was like, I don't want to hear limiter. I'm like, all right, sweet, don't hear limiter.
Yeah,
then.
I'm bad for that.
So when I
shit.
did hit it, I was like, all I thought in my head was Los, and I was backing off.
Yeah.
And then after the weekend, when I won like the V8s, he comes up to me and goes, just remember me in the back of your head every time you hit limit. I'm like, that's all I'm going to see in the back of my fucking head is your face. And he's like laughing. He's like, yeah, you know. So that's like that's what I took away from the driver briefing. So they're all different. It's all it is
Yeah,
what it is.
definitely.
But yeah, that's a part of it, I guess.
Yeah, and that transparency was a big thing. Like, great event.
Yeah,
Amazing weekend. The
Yeah.
people up there, like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
we see, like, the
that's like a
passion that we
grassroots
saw.
event. I think that's
The
what you
pa-
liked about it, like the grassroots.
The passion that we saw, mate. The tyre guys, mate, they were there. We were paying them to do them, but they were there all weekend. They had cars there skidding as well.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
in between, they were doing the tyres and everything. Like,
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
bunch of blokes. They just wanted to see the scene do as good
Yeah.
as it could, and if they could help in any way, that's what they
I
were
think
doing.
they swapped a few tiles over for you.
Oh, heaps. Yeah.
And a couple for
Heaps.
me.
Heaps.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
took a few there. Like
For
we all took
everyone.
tyres there.
But
Yeah.
like even Ryan's mates, the Janky boys up there, mate, they skidded on Friday, blew a motor, rebuilt it Friday night, skidded it once, blew the motor, got a fresh block in, and then put it together like all night, like all
Yeah.
weekend. I don't even think they slept. Like, I don't even know
I
how
don't
they
know how.
slept.
I remember
They
hearing
went
about that,
through
yeah.
3 motors just to
At
skid.
one event.
Yeah, in a weekend, just to skid
Mental.
because
We're
that's-
whinging about doing like a head gasket on Cuddles.
That's the passion.
Sure, yeah.
That's the passion that they have,
Yeah.
mate. We went over and seen it, mate. They had the thing flipped, and they were like, "Well, I guess we'll just let the RTV cure for the sump gasket, and we'll try in the morning." Like,
Yeah.
just the passion that you see at those grassroots events. Like, it
small
was,
events,
mate,
yeah.
it was so good to see. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
there's
oath.
so many people that have just put it in
Definitely.
the too hard basket
Oh yeah,
and
if that
just
was,
yeah.
man,
and
if
just
that was
move
me,
on with their life.
if
Like,
that was me, and I went like, you know,
Mate,
if something happened to my engine, I'd
I'd
be like,
work.
park it up, I'm done for the weekend, and I'll
when
just
you
support
took me
everyone
out,
else.
when
Like,
you took me out in Pinky, I
Oh,
was in the
definitely.
pits,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was saying, "Oh yeah, mate, they just rebuilt their engine twice this weekend." And old mate's going, "Oh yeah, well, I wouldn't have done that. I would just put it on the trailer and gone home." And I was like, "That's why I know who these people are now, and
Yeah.
I respect them, and I have no idea who you are, bloke." Like,
yeah,
it's just
100%.
I know
that
me-
passion is what we
100%.
respect.
Oh,
That's,
yeah,
that's
I
what
love
we
that.
look for. That's what
I'd-
you want to
yeah.
see.
No.
me
Like,
personally, I'd like, man, I don't have that in me. Like, I'd be like, nah, I would
I
just,
love it. I
I'd put
thrive
it
it.
on the trailer, and
And
I'd be, if it was something, depending on what it was, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
if it was
and that's
within
why
reason,
we all,
I'd be like,
that's
right,
why we
let's
all hang
rebuild
out
it.
with Damien.
Yeah,
If I threw a leg,
Because
it'd
at
be like,
the end
who's
of-
got a
at the
bottom
end of the
end?
day, we're not fixing
Damien,
the blown
yeah.
motor. Damien,
Yeah.
oi, Damo, you got
Damien
your torque wrench on you? or
will
what?
rebuild a slapper in the fucking pits if you had to.
Oh, well.
To get me to
I
skid
want
again.
to.
Yeah, well, yeah, you do want to actually,
I want
yeah.
to build a motor.
At an event,
Yeah. Like, we may have to have some of the stuff laid out, but pretty well slap it together, slap it in, quick tune up, hit
and
the
then go
track.
and use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not filing rings, but
No. Well, so I mean,
think-
I may have rings set out, make sure there's no issues with the motor,
Yeah,
make sure we got
have
every
like shit
part.
set up, but actually put it together.
Yeah. Bang, like maybe just have the crank in the block, then we just bang
Yeah.
the pistons in, bolt it up, heads on, do all that, motor in, skid the cunt by midday.
Yeah, and I think you'd have like a bunch of people because if you watch drag
I
races,
reckon you'd have a crowd around you.
yeah, if you watch drag, so that's the thing. If you watch a drag race from
An
like say
hour.
Sydney, like, and they go and run like a 5-second pass.
Yeah.
They pull the thing around to the pits. Everyone's there watching,
Yep.
and they've all got someone's doing something. 5 guys rip the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
They do it. That everyone's got their little job. They
Yep.
put it back together, but they've always got a crowd.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to see like what you're doing.
Exactly.
Hey,
And then they go
in
and run
an
another
hour-
5-second pass again. So it's like if you
in
can
an hour
skid,
they'll tear down the top fueler
Yeah.
and rebuild it,
yeah, and then
fire
go
it up, bed it all in,
Yeah.
and then send
and
it
then
back
go
down
again. Yeah.
Like,
so if you could do
it's
that for a
crazy.
skid car, it'd be like have somewhat of the engines. Obviously, some components have to be put together beforehand to make it viable,
Yeah.
and then just your top end shit could be sorted. Your bottom end bits, like have the crank in, do the pistons and the rods and everything, like while you're there on the stand or whatever. Get the rest of it bolted together, whack oil in it, put it in between the rails, and fucking go.
Yeah.
Like that would be sick to see a skidder do it. Like,
Fucking oath. I am so keen to
like
do
yeah, I think we need like either a shell, like a running, not a running car, but like a car that's ready to skid. Like everything.
Tow Caro Tech out how it is now.
Yeah. Basically, like say it was my car, like say it was my car, you'd have all like if it was say it was Pinky, right? Like all the fuel lines should already run. Like that shit needs to be pre-run. So you basically drop an engine in, hook all the shit up, and then start it, fire it. Like if it goes, sweet, go and skid it. And then if it skids, happy days. But you built it in the pits. Like you've done a little bit of shit behind the scenes, but you built the thing in the pits to basically get it ready. I think that would be like something sick to see, and I don't think it's been done before. Like, people are building, gearboxes or diffs or engines or whatever in the pits, but to film it and to put it out there would be pretty cool. Yeah, like I think personally, and I'd be down for it. Like fucking oath, like why not? Fucking oath. But like you said, you have to have a few things set in place so you roll in.
Planned out. Everyone's got their job.
Yeah, you can't roll in with a bare block and expect to build it. Halfway through an event, but you can roll in with short block. Half built or
just pretty much got to go through it and make sure it's definitely going to work.
Yeah. And then that's it. You bolt it all in, you hook all your lines up, you fill it full of oil and fuel, and you go and test it, and the testing is in. Like it is what it is. So skidding it a few hours later, like why not? I'd also love to do like a live podcast from like a Fridays event or something. I reckon that'd be sick too for us. Like
definitely,
basically like what we're doing now. It's like, we don't need much. We just need this. Couple of camp chairs, we got all the equipment we need. Roll into a Fridays event, we're all there.
Like we could even be bougie, put it underneath a gazebo.
But we all roll into a podcast live. People walking past could see it, like
all that kind of shit, and like
it's all in the future.
I reckon the same time as fucking have a motor gun on the back, fucking. Like I really want to ramp up.
All that shit's in our
doing
future,
shit in events, doing these build offs, and I don't know. You're the only one that hasn't been told, I think. But at Fridays, we're all throwing the keys in a hat.
All right. I'm down for it. Why not?
Sick. Fuck.
Why not? I want Cuddles keys actually. Can I look at the keys before I pull them out of the hat?
No, we thought we're gonna have to use paper with names because everyone's gonna know what fucking.
Whoever gets the AU,
I'm sucked in. Keys like I want them.
And I don't have keys.
Are you talking about? Probably talking about the event. Like I mean the circuit.
Just one skid.
One cruise session.
A lap.
One cruise session.
Oof. Are you talking, like a thrash session?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll foot cam the shit out of Cuddles.
Don't get stupid in someone else's car.
No. But
like,
so,
just pretty cruise around the track, stab on it a few times.
Depends whose car we get. We might get a little silly.
Yeah, if I get Cuddles, fucking,
unless there's like a test session on the pad,
Karen,
like that, I'd be alright with, but not one of like the competition skids.
Yeah, like I don't feel like anyone's gonna treat mine any harder than I have, so I'd happily throw my keys in the ring.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah, like I've lived in a bus that suffer a lot. So if I can't fucking break it, I would throw the keys to any of yous to have a fucking fair crack at it. Because I'm not going to obviously go out and thrash anybody else's car. Like, we treat them like our own. But I'm down for that. You're going to throw fucking keys in the hat.
If you don't spit on the AU after you get out of it, I'll be disappointed in every single one of you.
I'm just saying, I know Kieran's not sitting here right now, but if I get the Cuddles keys, look the fuck out. Because I gave you fucking my keys in Mackay, so... And I won't. No throttle cable's gonna be cut off that fucking thing.
You pull the cuddle. You pull the cuddle keys out.
It'll be
You pull the cuddle keys out. Karen's fucking quickly runs in, starts changing pulleys.
I was gonna say it won't be 8300. It'll be 8500, motherfucker. I'm letting that shit rip. Let's
Karen's
go.
like 850.
Like, down.
Yeah. Just takes a 0 off at 850 rev limiter. It's fucking idling around the track.
You see one of us get Kieran's keys. He's all of a sudden in the laptop like fucking turn it down. Nah, bro, turn it up. But I'm down for that. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I thought, it'd be exciting.
Because then it shows you too, like it shows you a bit of the driver, not the car, or like it's like you're used to your car, I'm used to mine, you're used to yours, like you're used to yours.
I don't think anyone else has
driven a different
I think Ryan's the only one that skidded my car.
Yeah, that's why at Powerfest I gave Kieran my keys. I'm like, I've never once, so no one's ever driven Pinky.
Yeah.
I've never seen it skid, never seen it even drive up the street with somebody else in it.
Same.
So I'm like, well, here's my keys. I want to stay on the outside, and I want to hear it and just watch it and see what it's like, because I've never experienced that before. Yeah. That was the whole reason why I was like, and I know he built it. I'm like, fucking go for it. Like,
exactly,
you can't do anything to that I haven't done before. So I'm like, go for it. And if it breaks, it breaks. We'll fucking build another one. Like,
it was time.
There was no worry, or it's not a $30,000 engine or anything. It was like, go and have fun, man. what's the worst that can fucking happen? And the best thing I got was like, I watched it come in and tip in. I was like, fucking oath. And then when it stopped and it was still idling, I was like, I knew exactly what it was at that point.
Yeah.
And I watched him get out and he's like, I've lost throttle. I'm like, fuck, I knew straight away. And I think we all knew, like, we didn't put that fucking nut back on, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, Fridays, man, fucking let's go.
Knowing my
Just
luck,
chuck
I'll
them
pull my own name out of the fucking hat. Like, fuck, stuck in the AU again.
Yeah, you got your own car. You're like, I don't want this. Put your name back in the ring. Fucking, yeah, I don't pull Pinky back out. I'm like, fucking, somebody else can have it. But
I'll pull it out and be like, Damian, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, if I don't pull Cuddles, I'll be upset. But nah, I'm kidding. I'll thrash it at some point.
That'd
for
be
sure.
a good video. I've only seen you cry twice.
Wow, yeah. Those are hard times. I mean, if I don't skid Cuddles, I get his blower at someone else anyway, so I'm kind of like half skidding Cuddles. Like,
Yeah,
just
he said
in
anyway.
a way, yeah.
Play it right, you get a blowy at someone else too.
Yeah, well, from him
Someone
or...
fucking did, surely.
Nah,
I don't know.
we weren't going to edit this podcast, but he might cut that out.
Yeah.
Shout out to the producer.
But no, I'll be down for that, fucking for sure. And the best thing is Fridays too is if you're an entrant, it doesn't matter what car you drive, you just have to be an entrant, and the car has to be entered.
That's why I clarified
we
with
can
Ryan,
all,
just
we
made
can
sure,
all, we can all swap around.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
We're all taking Caro Tech for a lap just for shits and
Oh,
giggles.
yeah.
That was the whole thing. That was the whole reason I asked, because with Caro Tech,
We'll
like,
see
we
if
all
it does a
wanna-
lap first.
Hey?
We'll see if it does a lap first.
Yeah, well, I'm going first, so I get a lap. Nah.
So, yeah,
No,
so
no.
you've already asked Ryan, like, we can
Oh, I
swap
hit him up.
cars.
Yeah. I was sending him a message. I said, look, like, we got Caro Tech, the project car. We're trying to get it going. Our friend Jared's going to be entering it, but we're all keen to jump in and go for a skid. And his reply was, if you are already entering a car, you can jump in another car and like
That's
another
entered.
entered car and drive it.
Same as Power Cruise.
Yeah.
So
Put
if
your
you're
arm out the
entering
window,
into
they just see
entered
that,
car-
that driver's
'Cause you're
armband.
I guess they don't know who's entered that car. So
That's
they
what I
just
mean.
see
So
entrant
if- yeah.
band, the car's entered, happy days.
Yeah, as long
Yeah,
as both
sweet.
are entered.
Yeah, then
Go
happy
hard.
days.
Yep.
So what are we going to have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars out there?
6.
Six
I'm taking
cars.
He's
AU.
taking the AU.
Oh, yeah, yes.
The old
we've got
barra
6
swapped
cars.
AU.
7. We'll have
We're
solid,
trying for
solid
Andrews,
VG should be there as well.
Well, is he on board with this or?
Possibly.
Solid's like,
Possibly 8. No, Solid's down.
Okay.
Solid don't give a fuck.
So everyone's chucking their name in the hat. Whatever you draw, that's what you get to do. At least do a lap.
Yeah,
Like,
we
at
go
least
out and
do a
do
lap.
just
Yeah.
cruise
It's
around
more
together.
just a novelty thing.
Just quickly
Yeah,
as well,
laps.
if you're watching Brett, we
Right.
haven't brought this up, but you got no fucking issues, I'm telling you. You got an issue, come see me.
So yeah, everyone just gets to go and do a thrash.
It'd be
session.
cool to feel another car. Like I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
like I know myself.
100%.
I'm not gonna go fucking
Yeah.
smack and
Yeah,
limiter
yeah,
and
yeah.
try and slide the corner and shit
Yeah.
in someone like because you don't know the car. But
Yeah.
like
And that's but that'll show people
bit of a
like, yeah,
power skid, fucking
Yeah.
just stand on a bit or race each other down the straight or something.
Yeah.
Like just have some fun
Have
with
some
it.
fun
Like
with
have a
it,
laugh. Like
My biggest thing too is I know with Kieran's and mine, the shifters are opposites.
yeah, that'll
So
fuck me.
you don't go fucking banging neutral instead of top gear or something like.
Yeah. I
When
go
gave-
EcoBoost,
when I gave him
feel
the
that
keys
fucking
at
boosted
Powerfest, I was like, "You want to go up in this one?" And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Just pull it all the way down and then go
Yeah,
up,
and
and
then-
then leave it alone." He's like,
Yeah.
and then when I've had this car at my house before, and I'm like, "How the fuck's this fucking thing work?" I'm like, "Oh, you got to go down to fucking
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
next gear." So yeah,
Trying to drive it in top.
just start in
Leave it
top.
there.
Fucking- It's going to rev to 8.5 no matter what. So who cares?
It's like,
That's what I was
fuck,
gonna
Not,
say.
not,
It's just
not my
this thing
fucking
got,
leave it
car.
in
this
D,
thing
bro.
got sideways fucking down the driveway. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. It's not my fucking car, I don't care. I'll skid it and fucking is it limited the whole time. Like, what's going on? I'm fucking going up gears. Just neutral banging. Yeah.
yeah.
Nah,
I've
that's a
fucking
cool
done
idea. I like that. I'm down for that for sure. That'd be fucking
Yeah.
sick.
Should we segue that into the next question, which is Ryan Cobb will be on the
Yeah.
next podcast.
So this
And
one
it-
will get. So I think we're doing another episode on Winginit Motorsports before this one comes out. So there'll be another from like what we filmed today, getting Cuddles back here, and
Yep.
we've only caught a snake out in the grass near the dam before. So we dealt with that, which you'll see on the
The
fucking
crocodile
podcast.
hunter was all over it, like
Field
Steve
fucking
Irwin.
scene.
Yeah, I
YouTube
mean,
video.
we're on fucking property, so there's dams and there's snakes and there's shit
Just
everywhere around
attracts
here.
them.
Mate, there's snakes everywhere if
so-
you don't watch out.
There are. So we've dealt with the snake before.
Yeah, he's gone,
so
he's
we got
gone.
rid of that one. Yeah, he's gone. So, which is you'll see that on the video, and then you'll see the podcast after that,
Yep.
and then leading on from that. So the night before Fridays on December 1st, we'll have Ryan Cobb, the sponsor of this whole fucking show.
Shebang.
Yep.
he will be on the podcast. So he's going to go and set up Fridays.
Yeah, which
and
I'm going to offer our help. Like,
yeah, it will be out there. Yeah,
yeah, if he needs a hand and shit like that.
definitely. And then, so once he's done setting up, he'll come to the studio.
Yep.
Not here. He'll come to the studio. We'll do a podcast.
Yep.
Casey Tolcher, High Risk. Blue VK is coming down from Townsville.
Fuck yeah.
He's staying at my joint, which is 20 minutes from the track.
Yep.
He'll do the Fridays. On the Saturday night, we'll do another podcast with him. So we'll get a good view of what he thinks of the whole event. And like how his whole experience was. He's coming the whole way from Townsville. So it's a big fucking big ass. So it's a big mission from Townsville. Just for Fridays, that's huge of him, definitely. So,
we got a couple of boys coming from like Central Queensland as well, like Central Coast Queensland as well, coming down from Rocky and Mackay for a drift contest in a couple of weeks as well. The Fish and Drift boys.
Yeah.
Shout out Joel Cherry.
Yeah, shout out Joel Cherry, big fella. He's a good fella. Can sink a bit of piss apparently. I'm not sure.
Jump on a podcast.
Yeah, but we might try and get that on for a chat as well. Like him and Brad Palmer's coming down. Yeah, Brad, you bought some AU panels off me. You paid me $400 including postage. Cost me $376 for postage. Just saying.
That's your own fault. That one.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, mate, no worries. $400. What a deal. And then I was like, that's fucking a deal for him. But they're coming down. So they've got a drift event 3rd and 4th of November. Rev GP down at Queensland Raceway as well. So our local track. So.
So we'll probably have
in
a couple of
weeks.
a couple of potties like stored up.
Yeah, so if we can get those boys, we might get them on for a chat. Like
definitely, yeah.
Mate,
They help
what
us
they're
out
trying to do,
Powerfest.
what they're trying to do as well. Like they're setting up and they're trying to do big things, and like they're just obviously Fish and Drifts. They're a bit of a drift team, and mate, some of the stuff they do. Yeah. We Ryan and I had the pleasure of meeting them. He already knew a couple of the boys, but we went out to Archie with them for the last competition at Archie, and that was amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, big shout out to you, Luke Fink, as well. Hopefully he watches the podcast.
He does. Jump on, man.
Mate, he's in America. We wouldn't worry about that. But like Archerfield Drift Park,
rip.
Yeah, rip. Yeah. Like one of the best things to keep the stupid stuff off the street, and that's a big thing as well for us as well. Like what we do, like we like being absolute wankers and just sending it. But we like to do it properly in a safe environment, and that's something that Archie did that we don't have anymore. So for the drift boys, like
definitely.
So so after this one, you see Ryan Cobb. We'll have a massive chat to him about basically where he started from, how he got to where he is now, the future for Fridays as well. I don't want to give too much away, but he's got a lot of stuff basically in the future from here on. So we'll hear about him before the event, Casey after the event. Luxfer, Kyle Douglas is going to the States. He's taking Luxfer over there.
He's got that going on.
He's reached out. He wants to jump on after when he comes back from America. So hopefully probably 5 episodes from now, we'll definitely have him on board and listen to and hear what he's got to say about going to America and his whole journey and how he got to where he is. And
I'm keen to see that. I've been watching it.
So you got some big names coming up.
Like Kyle's literally living the dream at the moment.
And then that basically leads us into like Summer Nats. I'm taking Pinky down to Summer Nats. We're all going to like the rest of us going to spectate and everything, which will be sick. So we'll do a big Summer Nats thing. I don't know what we're going to do there about the podcast, whether we do one there or not. We'll see how we're going, but
that'd be cool.
But once you come back, I haven't hit him up yet, but there's a couple of guys we want to hit up after Summer Nats, like Jimmy.
Definitely want to work
finish
for a
and everything.
list
We'd
of
love
people.
to get him on board. We'll fly him up here and look after him for the weekend and get him on the podcast, and he can talk about his journey as well. Like, there's a lot of big names in the scene that we want to try and get on board.
Definitely.
Basically just so they can tell their story about how they started and where they're at. And
just
how
quickly,
they got there
I reckon doing a quick potty at Summer Nats.
That'd be cool.
I'd like to do one.
You could split it up.
We could just do this. Like,
it wouldn't be this casual chat that we're doing now, but you could have, mate. You could do a 15-minute potty and just have boys jumping in. You could do 3 or 4 of them, string them together, and just have a couple, mate. The names down there, Mate, you should see Kieran
Kieran's over there being
frothing
like,
over the
"No,
names
not
down
happening."
there, mate. He loves
Kieran's like
it.
way too much setting up.
Yeah.
One thing we are going to do though
No,
is
you set up the angles once and then you leave it, mate. The producer doesn't like it, actually. Yeah, no, we'll just scrap that from the ideas.
that can
Just-
get deleted.
Yeah, just rub that off the whiteboard for us and we'll just move on with our lives, eh?
But
Yeah,
one
sorry
thing
about
also-
that, mate.
One thing also in the new year would be definitely be a live in the new year. We watched the Tour Cup boys do
Build
it
up a bit,
in
and then
WA.
we'll do a live.
Yeah,
fucking oath.
Jeff and that they did one in WA. So that was a live one. So we've been talking to them in the background.
Yep.
We learn a lot from what they had to do.
Yeah.
So we
Might
the
be a
new
few
year,
C-bombs in the live, Gale. Just letting you know.
Look out for that one.
Sorry.
But I think in the new year we'll definitely lean towards the live one. Probably don't really have time before then, but
We got to do something big for Ryan Cobb's 2-day.
Ryan Cobbs, in Easter
Where it's
next year, that'll
live
be a
or
massive
something.
one.
Like, we're going full
We'll be there,
ham on that thing.
Yeah.
Like, everything. Merch store.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Like,
And do we want to talk about the fact that we got merch coming? Idle Talk? I guess I kind of just said it.
might as well.
So we do have merch coming for Idle Talk
Trying to get
podcast
underway,
separately to Winginit Motorsports,
Yep.
like the shirts that we all wear,
Yep.
the shirt that he wears, and
OG, mate.
this one.
OG.
No,
So
I had it on. I got
You
the
missed
shifty.
the run. You missed the run.
We've got an idea. We've got someone like drawing up a design.
Yeah, so card drawings by Christian Cross. He done my rat thing. I've hit him up and said, like, I want all us winging it. Like, it was what you mentioned, the stuff. So all the winging it group with like a couch in the middle, and then all of us are like up around the couch. That's going to be like on the back of a shirt with Idle Talk underneath.
Yeah.
And then whatever else we decide. But
So we do have big things sort of
Should be a
like
pretty good
coming
one.
up for.
Oh, there's so much.
The
I would-
podcast isn't just something that's going to disappear. We're ramping
No,
up.
no,
We're
it's
getting
here to
bigger and
stay.
bigger.
Here to stay.
Well, we have eyes to go bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So we're gonna there's merch coming. There's live.
everything's
events
just going to
coming,
grow
there's-
bigger and bigger.
Yeah, there's guests coming like Ryan Cobb, Casey, Luxafar. All those guests are coming on board.
Andrew and Mitch, whenever they pull their finger out.
Andrew and Mitch, the painters, they're all coming on board. So
Yeah.
we've got a lot of
And that's a
big.
big thing as well. Once they get going, once they're looking into getting a dyno and everything, so once they get that going, we'd like to have like a little meeting, just the cars and a dyno day, just down at their workshop,
Oh,
just
yeah,
get together.
Definitely,
You can bring your stock VS EcoTech down and we'll chuck it on. Ryan will have a laugh, but we'll chuck it on. We'll let you know the numbers and just
Yeah.
a bit of fun, like.
Should be sweet.
And that's what we want to get towards, is have
Definitely.
that bit of community interaction with everyone. We're down there.
Oh, I
and-
love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
love it. That's why.
Yeah.
Do shit at
Yeah, it'd be
events.
sweet.
Just hype it
And
up.
that's it.
Either give away,
Yeah.
passo ride, just something. Just
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
just
You see us down anywhere.
ramp it
Don't be
up.
intimidated by Hollywood's.
Here we go.
Don't be intimidated by Hollywood's reputation. Like, he's actually a nice bloke. Once, as everyone up in Mackay found out, once he gets off the phone to Mum about how well he skidded, he's more than happy to come sign your hats and your shirts. Like,
Yeah,
Definitely.
Mum calls me a couple of times. all right?
definitely.
nah, but
She's
like,
looking after her
yeah.
fucking.
But
her only boy,
we're doing
Yeah,
this
yeah.
because we love it, and we
Yeah,
want you to
100%.
come up, mate. Like,
Yep.
what I do every week in, week out, trying to hype yous up and keep yous going. Like, that's what we love to see, mate. If you're just a random bloke coming up, and you give us that love, like,
Yeah.
we love seeing that.
100%. We'll talk to anyone.
Like,
Yeah,
Give anyone a
100%.
go, Fucking.
Actually, I did want to touch on that. I thought about it the other week. When you, and this is no shade at anyone, right? But like when you're an entrant at an event, and I'm sure like every entrant gets it. When you're an entrant at an event and someone comes up and they're like, "Oh, can I get a photo? Can I get a signature or whatever? Can I buy merch? Whatever."
regular people can't relate to this, Hollywood, but continue.
I think, like, and I'm not trying to sound like a fucking dick here. I'm not trying to like pick on anyone, but I think there has to be some kind of like acknowledgement that like people are busy. Like we're at an event to compete at an event.
Yeah.
I think, and not that and I'll always make time for someone if they want anything, right?
Definitely.
Like 100%. But I think some people do need to understand, like, hey, I don't just have time to give.
Yeah,
I have to change oil. I have to change tires. I have to.
Oh, yeah. Be
you know,
respectful if you're flat. If you can see you're flat out in the
and
middle
I'm
of
not
doing
trying to
oil
say like we
tyres,
won't come and we won't do what you're asking. It's just kind
he's
of
on-
like
we're
read,
standing there having a chat.
read the situation.
If he's on the phone to Mum, just give him a couple of minutes.
If I'm on the phone to Mum, give me a minute. I'll sort Mum out, and then you can, I'll move on and I'll give you my time. But like, if you see someone, and this goes for like every entrant across the country, I'm sure they all feel it at some point. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if you're swinging spanners on your engine bay and some guy's trying to like ask you for a photo. It's like, just read the room, dude. Like
Yeah,
the guy's probably stressed through his fucking eyeballs.
Come back in 5.
He-
Like,
yeah,
we're
he's
happy
probably
to, but
he's trying to
it's
get his
just
shit
hands are
sorted,
covered in shit.
and then he'll give you. Like, I feel like we'll all give you the time that you deserve.
And that's where
It's
we're
just
not at a,
read the room for a
we're not
second.
we're not
Yeah.
at a
Yeah.
point where we put bollards and chains around our
Yeah.
It
like
never will be.
demountable fences around our stuff. Like,
Yeah, and we never
that's-
will be, but
and that's
Yeah,
that's
we
not
love
our
the
thing. but,
interaction.
like,
yeah, we love the interaction. We
Yeah.
love everyone coming up. It's just there are times where you're like, "Fuck, man, I'm stressed out."
and like
I'm,
you see, like
I'm
you
trying
said,
to
Yeah.
do this, and then
Yeah.
someone's like asking you. It's like, I don't not want to give you the time. I'm just trying to sort my
Yeah.
shit out,
Yeah,
and it
just give us a
gets
sec.
then kind of adds on the stress. And
like
then
like you said, you see
but-
the dragsters down
Yeah.
at Willowbank or down at Sydney Dragway.
they all
like,
just do shit.
mate, it's not that they're all bollarded off.
Mm.
There's no, you can't walk in and say hello. Like
Yeah.
we're open and we want you to
Yeah.
come in and say
Oh,
hello.
yeah.
But
100%.
as you said, you just
And I'm-
need to
and I'm-
assess
yeah,
the situation.
That's not from a. I'm not trying to come
Yeah.
from like a harsh point. It's just yeah. There are times where like, man, if you see someone.
So what he's saying,
spanners or
guys,
whatever-
is he's Hollywood, but he doesn't have money for security yet.
I thought you were my fucking security.
Mate, I'll be like, mate,
Kieran
come
fucking
on
bench
down.
presses. Yeah. Kieran bench presses enough. I thought he was it, but no. And then that, yeah, I'm not trying to say it's like being an asshole or anything. It's just there are times where like we're stressed out, and I think
Yeah.
people just need to realize like we're there for an
Jesus.
event to put on a
Put 'em
show.
away,
We're
mate.
there to compete.
Yeah, definitely.
Some people just need to realize, yeah, we can't just stop what we're doing or we got to go to driver briefing or whatever.
Yeah.
When they say to you, hey, driver briefing's in 5 minutes, I
Yeah.
need to go in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole or anything. It's just
The
it is
same
what
thing.
it
At
is.
Sugar
Yeah.
City,
read the room.
you boys down the strip,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
you come back in, and then 15, 20 minutes later,
Yeah.
you've
Let's
got to
get-
be on
yeah.
the pad. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
So if you do see us and we're running around frantically, we're not trying to be rude. We're not trying to
Yeah.
shut you out. It's just we got something
Yeah.
on.
what they're saying is come see Miles because his car doesn't
Yeah.
run.
Well, yeah. Miles will always
Miles is
will take
always
your shirt
up for a
off.
chat.
Miles will take your shirt off for fucking anyone. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
takes
yeah.
off without anyone even noticing.
Like we were saying, big shout out to Ryan Cobb and
Yeah.
Shirts 24/7 and Octane for coming on and supporting the potty. But
Yeah.
100%.
we'll be at their next event Fridays.
Friday's
Yep.
December 1st. All
So,
the
yeah.
cars are going to be there.
We'll be
see us,
there
we'll
in
come
full
up.
force.
We'll-
Sounds like
we'll-
we're going to be driving each other's cars. at
Yeah,
some
and
point.
stick around for that because that's going to be interesting here.
Yeah. If
Oh,
I get,
yeah.
I'll tell you
Maybe
what, right
about
now,
midday,
I don't give a
something,
fuck what you
halfway through
guys
the
do
day.
on my car, but if I get Winginit or Cuddles keys, look the fuck out because I'm
Oh,
fucking
shit.
giving it to her. And you better
Fuck
you better do the same fucking thing to Pinky because I
We'll,
am.
we'll
not
glue
holding
you
back.
boys to the bottom of the hat. We'll
Yeah.
get him in the AU.
This big boot will be fucking flat to the floor. You might put a brick behind it or some shit. Lie
Oh,
to
no,
me, do
that 6
something.
litre might
Turn-
have you backing off, mate.
Turn it
Fucking-
down, do something. Because yeah, if I get the Cuddles keys, 8,500. Here we go, bro.
Oh, that's going to be
I'm gonna
interesting.
be fucking.
I'd love to see you with a fucking blower.
Oh,
Super
can't wait to
keen,
hear
but
it.
Oh,
should have the whole crew out there. Everyone come out, say hello to
Yeah,
us down at
definitely.
Fridays. But
100%.
sick.
yeah,
Yeah.
good chat, boys.
Yeah, episode
Like,
number 3's
Yeah.
done and dusted, I think.
That
Yeah.
wraps
From
him
the
up
shed.
for this one.
Thanks for sticking around.
Legends,
It's not as
everyone
long as the
that's,
last time, so hopefully
come on
it's
again,
fucking
yeah.
good, yeah.
Let's give us a good sign off, Ryan. Can I get a?
Oh, yeah.
And not even going to
Mad.
try.
No,
Cheers.
Sick.
thank you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, man.